Hello everyone, my name is Spencer Stabio, and last time I did something like this, I ranked every movie I saw in 2021. But this time I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to give my top 10 of the year, give honorable mentions, and down below in the description I'm going to leave a list of every movie I've seen in 2022, in ranking order. So without further ado, let's get into it. Number 10 is Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, directed by Guillermo del Toro and Mark Gustafsson.
Papa! Enough of this nonsense!
Now, this was a movie that I wasn't really sure of at first, due to the setting against this real world historical context. But after watching it, I think I see what Guillermo was trying to go for. And I really thought that the directions that this story went, I thought were interesting. And yeah, the animation is just beautiful. I mean, the stop motion, at points it's just so fluid that you forget you're watching stop motion animation. And yeah, it also tells, a beautiful, touching story that sometimes is dark, but yeah, I think there's just a lot in it that both children and adults can appreciate. Number 9 is The Menu, directed by Mark Millar.
It's all part of the menu.
It's okay.
No, we're gonna die tonight.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
This was a movie that made me think, and yeah, it also made me chuckle at points, but also at other points it was like, what? Whoa, what's happening? While some of the themes were a bit too on the nose for my taste, I was interested nonetheless, and yeah, there were several themes in the story, like self-worth and obsession, and how far down a person can go. Yeah, by the end of it, it gave a good impression. And also, side note, most delicious looking cheeseburger of the year. Number 8 is Pearl. It's not often that you get a horror movie and a prequel to that horror movie within the same year and have it be as good, if not better, than the first. And this is, an origin story that I think I did like better than X because it felt a little bit more original, and the whole color palette of the film is something similar to The Wizard of Oz, and it just gives you that false sense of security. And I can't move on without bringing up Mia Goth's fantastic performance, just one of the best of the year. She plays someone that you can sympathize with, but also someone that makes you want to get the hell out of the room that you're in with her. So yeah, one of the best horror movies of the year, and if next year's Maxine sticks the landing, this could be one of the greatest horror franchises out there. Number 7 is Elvis, directed by Baz Luhrmann.
Reverend once told me, "The things are too dangerous to say. Sing."
Despite how long this movie was, I never felt bored, and I think that's in thanks to Baz Luhrmann's, editing. It helps, get me invested into, the career of Elvis and his life. And also, yeah, Austin Butler, he gives a breakout performance as the music artist. And yeah, I had a fun time with it. So yeah, by the end of it, it gave me an entertaining and interesting biopic, and gave one of the breakout performances of the year. Number 6 is 13 Lives, directed by Ron Howard.
Last seen 9 days ago, 12 boys and their coach are trapped in the flooded caves.
The way that Ron Howard told this story I thought was very effective. It it felt immersive, just the sound design, cinematography. The cinematography almost has this, like, documentary feel, it adds to the realism. Also, the acting as well adds to the realism, and as I mentioned, the sound design is really good. When the divers are going through the caves trying to find the boys and trying to get them out, it's just... And the fact that this is based on real events, it just, makes the whole thing pretty incredible, and I had a pleasure watching it. Number 5 is The Fabelmans, directed by Steven Spielberg.
What was your favorite part?
Something about this film that really touched me was how, the main character, used his passion to kind of overcome, adversity and hardships in his life. And, the fact that the story of this film is supposed to be reminiscent of, Steven Spielberg's childhood. It's personal, and yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the performances. I enjoyed the family drama, and yeah, anything that champions, filmmaking, I like to get behind. Number 4 is Top Gun: Maverick, directed by Joseph Kosinski. I mean, man, talk about a sequel like 36 years later. That's incredible. I mean, only rarely do you get a very good sequel that outdoes the first. And yeah, Tom Cruise still has it. He's still trying to push the boundaries, and yeah, the fact that most of the stuff in this film was practical and not, special effects or visual effects. It's just really impressive, and what a great theater experience I had this year. And yeah, easily one of the best of the year. Number 3 is Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, directed by Daniels. What a crazy, creative film. Yeah, just one of the biggest surprises of the year, and Michelle Yeoh, her performance was really good. And also the return of Ke Huy Quan, that was really pleasant to see, and I'm glad that he's back and kicking ass. And yeah, just it tells a touching story that I feel like a lot of people can take something away from, and yeah, a great, crazy adventure that you go on for over 2 hours, and yeah, one of the best of the year. Nothing more to say. Number 2 is The Outfit, directed by Graham Moore.
Do we let all of our customers keep black boxes in back?
If we only allowed angels to be customers, soon we'd have no customers at all.
Now, this is director Graham Moore's directorial debut, and yeah, what he gave us was one of the biggest prizes of the year for me. Like, I just adore, like, the tone of this movie. Like, it feels like one of your classic, mystery, noir, thriller, gangster films, and just, one twist after another, and the performances are great all around, and a fun story to, get invested in less than 2 hours of your time, and yeah, just cleverly written and surprising, and yeah, nothing more to say than that. Now, before I get into number 1, I would like to give some honorable mentions. The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, directed by Tom Gormican, a self-parody of Nicolas Cage, starring Nicolas Cage. Violent Night, directed by Tommy Wirkola, a holiday action comedy. A Christmas Story Christmas, directed by Clay Cadis, a delightful continuation of the original Christmas Story. X, directed by Ty West, a eerie throwback to that niche horror of the 70s. Devotion, a historical drama directed by J.D. Dillard. RRR, directed by S.S. Rajamouli, a 3-hour Tollywood epic. Bullet Train, an action comedy directed by David Leitch. And The Whale, directed by Darren Aronofsky, which brings us a powerhouse performance from Brendan Fraser. Now, number 1 is The Northman, directed by Robert Eggers. To me, this was definitely the biggest surprise of the year. I got more of it than I expected, and with Robert Eggers' last film, The Lighthouse, while I did think the majority of the film was good, overall I just felt it was really more, experimental than telling like a real story. Maybe that's just me. But I mean, with The Northman, this just cemented Robert Eggers as a director for me. I mean, the way he tells this story and the way he presents it, it's just such an immersive experience, and I don't think I've felt this immersed since last year's Dune. The culture, the mythology, and the mysticism surrounding it, and how it acts as a gateway into the psychology of the characters we follow, it just encapsulated me. And performances are really visceral, really good. And yeah, just an atmospheric Norse tale that I got invested in. And by the end, I was just left shaken. And I'm glad I saw it. And it's, without a doubt, the best movie of 2022. So, let me hear your thoughts. What are your favorite movies of 2022? Please leave them in the comments down below. I hope you enjoyed this. And have a good day.